What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hoops and Cards. Great to be with you as we're in the midst of an incredible NBA playoffs run. And today, card collectors, investors, basketball cards, you guys, I am right there with you. Like, I'm excited and thrilled at some of the big moments. Can't tear myself away from watching some of these games and incredible series that we have before us. As painful as they are for some of us, man, I want to spend today's episode with you. A basketball card 101. Welcome to Hoops and Cards. I would love to talk with you today if you are a beginner, new to the hobby, new to this basketball card thing. We're being bombarded with news about the NBA. Everything from LeBron James making a basket to send a game to overtime to knock off the Memphis Grizzlies, at least in game 4 the other night. Like there was some incredible plays happening lately. Trae Young, I don't know if you saw him last night, or other guys like Rui Hachimura stepping up, and Jalen Brunson. Guys, as a basketball fan, I totally love what I'm seeing from the league. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, like my hair comes in and out of the picture, and it's an absolute, I don't know. It's just like a choose your own adventure hairstyle today, but that's what we got for you. A basketball card 101 episode to talk about the NBA playoffs, how to react, how to respond, some things to enjoy and appreciate and say, yeah, but maybe not to buy, maybe not to spend your hard-earned cash or your smart cash. Maybe you're saying, I want to get in and buy cards that I like, but I don't want to pay middle of April prices in the playoff run. I want to wait till later. So a lot of our listeners, you guys are basketball fans. You love the NBA. You are card collectors. Some of you have been doing this for 20 years or more. Others, you just got started. In fact, I want to read an email that I got from one of our listeners. Let me see if I can find it here. It was awesome. Super encouragement to me. So great that I can't even find it right now. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Gary. Yeah, it's from Tyson Lee. Tyson Lee, one of our listeners from the state of Washington, the Pacific Northwest. Here he goes. He says, "Hey, Gary, I freaking love the show, my guy. My best friend and I from middle school just reconnected and went through our old cards from childhood. Since then, we've been listening to your podcast, and you've inspired us to build a small business around cards that is less for money and more for growing our collections." Great idea, Ty. Great idea. He says, "I miss Tyrese Maxey and everything I opened, but I'd love to meet you sometime, and I've been inside sports my entire life as a trainer on the collegiate level." Tyson, welcome to the party, pal. Thanks for joining the show. And great job getting back into this, even connecting with one of your best buds and doing a business out of it. Love hearing it. I love hearing from all of you listeners, friends. Some of you guys are content creators as well. You've started podcasts or you're doing a podcast. I got contacted this week on Instagram at Hoops and Cards by one of you that is launching a platform similar to Hoops and Cards. Want to talk about the NBA, want to share your wins and losses in buying and selling cards. So I always love hearing from you guys. Please. In fact, I mailed out some free cards yesterday to some of our listeners. Please message me at Hoops and Cards on Insta or comment on the YouTube channel and say, "Send me some free cards, fella. Send me some free Maxey, Garland, Jaren Jackson, whatever it is. I will send it to you." And it's just to share the love. Like, this is a hobby. This should be fun. And so today, Basketball Cards 101, some of you that are brand new to this whole world, or you would like a primer, couple of things for you. Number one, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We need you. This is fun. There are friends to be made, a lot to learn, and an adventure for a collection that reflects who you are and how you love basketball. Like, so glad you're here. It's a great time to chump in. It's a great time to chomp in and get in on the hobby. Lots of great products and cards of superstars are very affordable right now. And this is as good a time as any, I would say, for you to get in, learn, spend, invest, collect, display, hang out, go to the National, go to a card show, go to the Nationals in Chicago. Late July, I'm planning on being there. It'd be great to do a Hoops and Cards meetup. if you know what I'm saying. The meet up, maybe at Giordano's for some of that deep dish Chicago style pizza. But yeah, we're glad you're here. This is a great time. Our Basketball Card 101 episodes, we were doing them like every couple of weeks for quite a while. This is a podcast that's a little over 2 years old. We were doing Back to the Future. We were doing Basketball Card 101 episodes frequently on things like, what are the different types of brands of cards? How do I get started? How do I buy and sell cards online? What's the connection between a player's performance on the court and the value of his cards? How do I take care of cards? What's it like when a new card releases? Guys, a lot of us have been talking about or posting or chasing the Prism Basketball Monopoly cards. They're hot and everybody seems to have an opinion on them. And like a lot of brand new, like the first set or the first version of any collectible, there's this curiosity, like, is this just another fad? Is this just a money grab? Yes. But is it something that's going to last? And will they reissue, future versions with Hall of Fame players that you can buy their cards and next year's rookies and improvements on players and blah, blah, blah. Like maybe, I don't know. I did find the last retail box of Prism Monopoly in maybe within 100 miles of where I'm sitting right now. I don't know, but I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to buy a box, try it, check them out, see what they're about. And yes, they're cool looking, but what are the odds that I would get the box, whereas you open the extra Prism packs of cards? Everybody gets a starter pack with a Paolo Banchero and I think Giannis and Luka and a couple other great players in it. But then you get 2 Prism packs, and mine happen to have, a few regular base cards. I did get a base LeBron, which is sweet. I'm a LeBron James fan for life, pretty much, here in Akron, Ohio. So the podcast from Akron, we got to represent, got to be true to the school. And yeah, what was I going to say next? Oh yeah, at the end of each of these Prism packs in the Monopoly game box, you get a unique parallel or a unique silver card. We got the black icon edition Tyrese Maxey. Like, what are the odds that I would get Tyrese Maxey? He is one of my favorite players, one of my favorite people in the NBA. And so I just had fun with it. I actually, in the second pack, got a Tyler Hero black icon edition that sold the next day on eBay for $10. Maybe I could have held out for $13, but I was just like, you know what? No, it's Tyler Hero. He's injured. We're going into the offseason. Bye, Tyler. Bye-bye. Even though the Miami Heat, we're not saying bye-bye to them. Today, I want to talk to you about the playoffs as a big priority in the card market. And I don't know about you, but I enjoy listening to other podcasts about the NBA. I listen to The Athletic, listen to Brian Windhorst. I listen to a couple of just NBA daily so I can hear all the tea, all the news, all the what did Dylan Brooks do lately and why is he such a tool? I don't know, but he's a good player. And that needs to be said. He's a frustrating player to go against. And at the same time, dude is being put in his place by the Lakers and 3-1 lead. So Memphis 2 seed is in trouble. Milwaukee 1 seed is in trouble. Cavaliers 4 seed is in trouble. A lot of teams that are just rising up in these playoffs in the first round that I don't know if anybody expected. So let's talk for a minute about playoffs. If you're new to the hobby, this is a super exciting time to buy cards, to watch the rise and fall of card values, to see people get excited about a player. And man, De'Aaron Fox, a lot of people talking about De'Aaron Fox at the card show here in town a couple days ago. I get it. He has had 4 incredible games against Steph Curry. Sacramento tied in the series 2-2. They have the home court advantage. They could theoretically beat the Golden State Warriors and signal a little bit of the changing of the guard, if you will. But I think Golden State's going to say, a la Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Not going to happen. I think Golden State still pulls it out. But De'Aaron Fox's card market has been up and to the right for the last month, and that's great. We see these incredible moments in the playoffs that inspire us to buy players, cards. Jimmy Butler, 56 points. What are we doing? Trae Young, Ice Trae in his veins, nailing threes, keeping that Boston series alive somehow. Atlanta's still got something to prove, and it goes back to the ATL for game 6. Big moments. Sometimes it is that player that you didn't realize, and that the card market had basically bargain basement values for a Rui Hachimura PSA 10 or an Austin Reeves or even Jaren Jackson Jr., even some of the big name players, Russell Westbrook, their values were way, way down. And then they have a performance on a national stage or a global stage like the playoffs, and people start buying. And if you want to track with me on this, you're paying attention to the NBA playoffs, and some player has a huge night. Malik Monk drops 34 tomorrow night or whatever. Like, go on ebay.com and search, go through your filter and search for sold listings, completed listings, refresh it, and see how many Malik Monks sold during and after that game. If the answer is a lot, then you're seeing a card market move up. Now, a lot of these players right now, I'm saying, if I have those cards, I want to list them on eBay for a price I'm willing to take and see if they sell. I'm doing that with a number of guys. We'll get into a few of those names here in a minute. But to capitalize on those big moments, you might be pulled to buy a Malik Monk, or to buy that Austin Reeves, or to buy that Desmond Bane when you see him drop, 40 against the Lakers, even in a losing cause. You're seeing, look at what these guys can do, right? Look at what Jimmy is capable of on the big stage again, and saying, man, I'm drawn to buying that card. And if you have to buy that card, one of the great things, you beginners, is there are so many different cards to buy. There's so many different platforms to look at. You can offer on eBay, and maybe someone will accept your lower offer. There are deals to be had on every player. And at the same time, if you're like, you know what, I'm going to collect, but I also want to think like an investor. Does a good investment buy when things are up and popular and hot? Or does a good investor wait? Like, make a mental note of those things that are popular and hot. And why are they popular and hot? Because that player who's probably in his first 3 or 4 years of his career, like, people like to buy the new thing, the rookie, the rising star, the next greatest thing. Going into this past NBA season, everybody was totally thrilled with Anthony Edwards and Ja Morant and talking about their legacy, LaMelo Ball, right? And to be fair, those players and their cards had ups and downs this season. But LaMelo Ball, not in the playoffs at all. Neither is Cade. You've got, who was I just talking about? Anthony Edwards, done, like, swept. He had some awesome game 3 and game 4, and hey, he's accomplished and scored a lot more in his young career at this point in the playoffs than even Michael Jordan did. So I know that's not popular to tell Matt Damon or Ben Affleck, but Anthony Edwards has huge upside. He's just out of the playoffs. And John Morant might be out of the playoffs later tonight, if you know what I'm talking about. So there are some opportunities to buy at better prices, discount prices, if you're open to waiting a couple months, if you're open to waiting till August, September, October. And so we've got incredible moments in the playoffs that might be, you got to just go buy, you make a deal. They might be you're selling and you're taking a profit. They might be that you're making a note on what you want to buy in the future and what you don't want to buy in the future. You're also seeing some guys make new moments. That's why I get back to De'Aaron Fox. That's why I want to watch Tyrese Maxey in this next playoff series, probably against Boston. Like, these young players that are on the big stage for the first time, and their team's counting on them to score a lot. Guys, the card market and fans, we love scorers. We love flashy headline ESPN highlights scorers. That's why Ja Morant cards were so popular for much of this season. But players that are doing it for the very first time, making big memories, getting on that stage. That's why Domantas Sabonis. That's why if Denver makes it to the finals, you'll see a you'll see an uptick in Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and the big joker, Nikola Jokic, right? You're going to see that happen. Embiid, if he makes the finals. This is a brand new achievement. It's a new moment. But the other thing that's been, it happens, but it's also sad about these. Have you seen all the injuries to large name players and their legacies just in the last 3 weeks? I've seen Anthony Davis go down and then get back up. I've seen Ja Morant go down, break his hand or something, or did something to his hand, but now he's back. Seen Giannis get hurt. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Tyler Hero, a lot of the big name players. Oh, my hand comes in and out of the video like that. This is great camera work. Ooh, the disappearing hand trick over here at Hoops and Cards. That's right, baby. It's not just in fact, we're not the only basketball card podcast out there. We're just my favorite because I talk a lot on it. And because you guys, thank you for listening. We're going to get to some things to do as a beginner or as an experienced collector during the playoffs. We've got several more rounds to go. I'll talk about some things to watch, but things to do as you 101 level. What do we do with the playoffs and what do we do with the offseason? So after this break, we're going to talk about our shopping list and some next steps. Yes, we are.